Yes, be ready. Start. Let us consider the human wants stop. What do we need in life? Question mark. There cannot be much doubt about the fact that our basic requirements are food and water stop. There are a few animals which can live for quite a long time without food or even without water, and in some cases without either, but man is not among such animals. Stop. Such life has more needs than animal life. Stop. For him, food and water are necessary, and he cannot exist for many days without them. Stop. The more healthy he is, the stronger is his need for these two basic items for life. Stop. Life cannot exist where there is no water. Stop. This is the reason that there is no life on moon. Stop. As soon as water is evident on moon, life in some form or the other will start, and slowly man can start living on moon as he is living on this earth. Stop. Where there is no water, man cannot live, and this is more or less true also of places where food cannot be grown. Stop. It is perhaps not wholly true because in these days it would be possible to bring in food by air, but if one were dependent upon food brought into a place in this way, the cost would be very high, and it would not be possible to support life in a large number of people. Stop. In the past, therefore, towns and cities have grown up where food and water are readily available to support life. Stop. We also need air, of course, but there is little need to consider this because we all know only too well that without clean air to take into our bodies, we would die in quite a short time. Stop. So, water, food, and air are basic requirements for our very existence in this world. Stop. We do far more than exist, however. Stop. In these days, we all lead very full lives, and for the kind of life we lead, a basic requirement is paper. Stop. It is very difficult for us to picture what life would become for us if there were to be no paper. Stop. There would be nothing on which to write, and there would be nothing to read. Stop. We could hardly go back all at once to the Stone Age. You may, of course, answer that we could look at television and read it in that way, but there can be very little shown on television that has not first required the use of paper. Stop. We should also mention that learning would become very difficult in fact, to the point of being impossible in some cases. Stop. Just think what it would be like to try to teach or to learn without books to read and without paper to write notes on. Stop. One would have to depend to a very great degree upon memory, and many people are not particularly good at using their memory or remembering just what has been said. Stop. When we try to learn something, we usually have to go back to our books over and over again to perfect our knowledge. Stop. Some facts we hear once and no forever, but this is the exception, and for the most part only a small part of what we hear remains in our minds. Stop. What would life be like without papers? Daily, weekly, and monthly? Stop. What would life be like without books? Serious or light question mark. At present there appears to be enough paper to meet all our many needs, but this may not always be so. Stop. Even today the cost of paper becomes dearer because the supply of the materials from which it is made is limited. Stop. The high cost of paper is one of the most important reasons for the high cost of books and newspapers. Stop. If paper becomes cheaper, books and newspapers could be sold more cheaply. Stop. We have seen that there is no end to the human wants. Stop. There is no doubt that as man grows, so his needs also grows with him. Stop.